sensory. So ascending sensory, descending is motor. Ascending sensory, descending motor. So here's how it's going to get a little bit hard. If I have something that travels from the spine to the brain, let's call it the thalamus is in the brain and the spine is here. If I have something that says spinal thalamic, is it going up or down? It's going up, right? So spinal, if I start with spine, I know that's the starting point. Anything after that is pretty much going to be the brain. So I could say anything, and you guys should say ascending or sensory. So spinal, nani. Sensory, why? Because it's ascending. What about thalamospinal? Well, if I start here and I travel down, based on the name, then I know that's motor or descending. You got it? So we're going to keep it as simple as that. Sensory ascends, motor descends. And if you hear something like spinal thalamic, it's going up. If you hear thalamospinal, it's going down. What if I said cortical spinal? That's descending motor. What about rubrospinal, nigrospinal, tectospinal, reticulospinal, nani spinal? So anything that ends with spinal is going to be motor. Anything that starts with spinal is going to be sensory. So that is the pattern. The great thing about the nervous system is there's patterns already. This is actually 1 for 2 stuff. It's nervous system is a crossover between 1 for 1 and 1 for 2. Students that like the nervous tissue could be either way. They could either go into something that's 1 for 1 related, which is like physical therapy, and you'll have to know the distribution of nerves anyway, because when you get into car accidents and you damage a nerve going out to a different muscle group, you're going to need to know what nerve that is so you know what muscle group is affected. In addition to that, 1 for 2 material, right? It's going over to 1 for 2. This is medicine. What controls the internal organs? What controls a lot of the systems that you guys are going to be covering in 1 for 2. So it's a wonderful crossover. A lot of you guys are going to like nervous. You're going to find it easy, even though I tell you right now, this is one of the hardest sections, at least for 1 for 1. So spinal nerve. And, ooh, here's some review questions. This is essentially from the study guide. So let's try this. What level of the vertebrae would you do a spinal tap and why? You guys can answer that already. We're not going to review it. We just covered it. Press rewind. And then spinal cord. What's the conus medullaris? That's the end of the spinal cord. What's phylum terminale? It's an extension to the, so we said at the base here, right? And then denticulate ligaments were across. And then your job is to find out what meningeal layer it extends from. That's what books are for. Okay. How many cranial nerves are there? There are how many flavors in how many months? So cranial nerves was the months, so it's 12 months. And then how many flavors? We said 31 flavors, right? So right now we're not doing functions of each, but I just have the question already set so you guys know what we're going to be looking for. Sensory, motor, or both? Yes, we did a cross-section of the spinal cord. Review that at this point. You should know it.